Level 1, the corner man. You're 24. You're not a manager yet. You're the guy who carries the water bucket and tapes hands for a gym in Newark that smells like mildew and old leather. You know every fighter's diet, their girl's name, their debt. The head trainer, Sal Medina, lets you work the corner for Thursday night club shows. You get $40 a fight. One night, a kid named Marcus Webb knocks a ranked contender down twice in round 3 and then gets stopped on cuts in round 5. The crowd is going insane either way. You see it before anyone else does. Marcus doesn't need a better trainer. He needs someone who knows how to sell him. But you have nothing to sell with. No money, no contacts, no license. Just your mouth and the fact that you never lose a fighter's phone number. Level 2, the matchmaker's apprentice. You're 27. You've talked your way into a job with Pinnacle Boxing Promotions, a regional outfit out of Philadelphia that runs shows at casino ballrooms and Native American reservations in the Northeast. Your job title is Assistant Matchmaker, which means you negotiate fights no one else wants to touch. 8-round, semi-wind-up bouts between journeymen, $2,500 aside. You are good at this. You know which manager wants easy money and which one actually believes his guy is ready. You know how to make a 2-4 fighter sound like a credible test on paper. You learn that every fight is a story, and the story starts before the first bell. But you're also learning something else. The promoted fighter always gets the home referee. The visiting corner gets one less stool. The scales at the weigh-in run 2 pounds light on one side. Nobody talks about it. It's just how the room is arranged. Level 3, the promoter. You're 31. You have a state boxing license, an LLC called Apex Combat Sports, and a fighter, Deshaun Showtime Garrett, a 140-pound kid from Baltimore who moves like water and hits like a car door. You've promised his family 15% above market rate. You've maxed 2 credit cards putting on your first show. 800 seats at a VFW hall in Trenton. It sells out. The local paper runs a photo. You are standing ringside in a suit that cost $340 at a Men's Warehouse, and you look like you own the building. But Deshaun's contract is signed through you for 6 years with options. He doesn't have a lawyer. His mother thinks you're family. You've structured it so you take 33% of his purse on every fight you promote him on, which is all of them. He's 19 and has no idea what any of that means. Level 4, the television deal. You're 35. You've landed a regional TV deal, 12 fight cards a year on a sports cable channel that also airs base fishing and arena football. The budget is $180,000 per show. It barely covers costs, but you're on television, which means fighters want to be on your cards, which means you have leverage you didn't have before. You also discover the TV deal comes with an unspoken requirement. The main event has to be competitive enough to hold viewers through the 4th round, but your guy has to win. You start controlling who Deshaun fights with surgical precision. You schedule 2 mandatory tune-up bouts against fighters you know are shot. You tell the press they're credible opponents. You believe it about 40% of the time. But Deshaun is 22 now, and he's starting to ask questions. His new girlfriend has a brother who's a paralegal. The word audit comes up at dinner once. You take Deshaun to a steakhouse in Manhattan and pick up the $600 tab, and by dessert, he's forgotten what the question was. Level 5, the sanctioning body. You're 38. Deshaun Garrett is the number 4 contender in the IBF rankings, and you need him at number 2 by spring, or the title fight window closes. You know how this works now. The ranking fee is $15,000 wired to an account in Panama City. There's no invoice. You write it off as promotional development on your taxes. A ranking secretary named Warren calls you directly for the first time. He has the flat voice of a man who has had this conversation many times. You wire the money. 3 weeks later, Deshaun is ranked number 2. One of the fighters who drops below him had a better record. You don't think about that fighter. You promote 3 other shows this year. On 2 of them, you do the same thing for other promoters' fighters. You take the fee, you make the call, you deliver the service. You are no longer just a buyer. You are part of the infrastructure. But your accountant flags the Panama wires. You fire the accountant. Level 6, the title, fight. You're 40. Deshaun Garrett fights for the IBF Junior Welterweight title in Las Vegas. Mandalay Bay Event Center. 4,200 seats at $95 to $950. The fight is on pay-per-view, split between your LLC and the network at a ratio that took 8 months and 2 lawyers to negotiate. The champion is a Kazakhstani named Nurlan Bekzat, who has a genuine case for being the best 140-pounder alive. Deshaun is good. You do not know if Deshaun is that good. You watch the first 7 rounds from ringside, and by round 4, you know Deshaun is losing on all 3 cards. He's getting outworked on the jab. In round 8, Begzat gets a point deducted for a borderline low blow. In round 10, your judge, the one your co-promoter placed, scores the round 10 to 8 for Deshaun on a knockdown that, on replay, looks like a slip. Deshaun Garrett wins by split decision. The crowd boos for 4 minutes. You hug Deshaun in the ring and cry real tears. You are not certain what they're for. But Begzat's team files a protest. There are 2 ESPN reporters making calls, and you realize for the first time that you have built something too big to quietly dismantle. Level 7, the Empire. You're 44. You have 22 fighters under contract, a promotional deal with a major streaming platform worth $34 million over 3 years, a PR firm on retainer, and a lawyer named Gerald, who you pay $40,000 a month to make problems disappear before they become problems. You have not personally attended a weigh-in in 2 years. Deshaun defends the title 4 times. You match him carefully. One opponent has a detached retina in his left eye that the pre-fight medical clears because the doctor is yours. You don't find this out until later. You don't find it out because you looked for it. A fighter on your undercard, a kid named Terrell from Compton, takes a bad stoppage in round 6, loses 3 weeks of memory, and is never the same. His mother sues. Gerald settles for $190,000 with a non-disclosure. You send Terrell a fruit basket at Christmas for 2 years, and then Gerald tells you to stop because the continued contact looks like liability. You stop sending the fruit basket. But at night, in the hotel rooms that are all starting to look the same, you find yourself doing something strange. You watch old footage of Marcus Webb, the kid from Newark, the one who started all of this. He never made it past regional shows. You wonder sometimes if you could have made him. You wonder if you would have. You already know the answer. You just don't say it out loud.